Welcome at the little break. I almost thought we were going to play the little ad that we normally play for my show, but that didn't happen. So, welcome to Only Good News. We're going to take one little break so that our sponsor, the cable, can get some airplay, show show them some love, and then we will be right back. All right.
At The Cable, we know being local means supporting our own, and our customers deserve the best. Our customers deserve platinum. So now, all customers of The Cable qualify for our new Platinum Loyalty Card. An elite MasterCard experience that lets you support your own like never before. Instantly send money to any Platinum Loyalty member at home or around the world. Shop online or in person anywhere MasterCard is accepted. Save with no interest and zero annual fees. And the best part? If you're a cable customer, you are already pre-approved. Just visit the Cable building in Basse-Terre or sign up online at www.thecable.net. Get your Platinum Loyalty Card today because you deserve platinum. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey, so we are right back. I was a little bit distracted, but welcome to Only Good News, the one-stop shop for all the good news that you need to consume. Every time you're hearing all of this news about COVID and this and that and whatever, and you get kind of overwhelmed, and it's like, okay, I wish that there was somewhere to get good news and all that kind of stuff. Well, welcome. Yeah, this is what my show is about. So first of all, thank you. I always thank all of my listeners, all the people who make me feel like this is actually worth doing, because sometimes I doubt myself, But you guys keep me going. And I actually told you guys that last week, all the way from Botswana, I heard somebody saying, one day I'm going to listen to your show, and she is listening. Can you imagine? It's late. Okay? Let me count. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1. It's probably about 2 o'clock in the morning there, and she's up listening for some good news. Benedicta, thank you for tuning in. I hope you will enjoy the show and come back for some more good news. You heard the ad with the cable. The cable is our premier sponsor. When I started last year, I was looking for sponsors. Nobody was coming on board. Nobody was coming on. I was like, come on. But the cable realized that they always bring good news and good cheer, and said this was a show that they feel they should partner with. And guess what? This morning when I woke up, I got email from the cable saying, congratulations, you've been upgraded to faster internet for free. Yes, for free. You heard the ad talking about the Platinum Loyalty Card. If you use that card to pay your cable bill 3 times, like 3 months, what I did, they don't know, but I kind of I let my bills pile up for 3 months, and I paid them off one time, so I can get the free upgrade to the next tier. So now I'm getting 60 megs down and 25 up. That's 100% increase in download and almost 200% increase in upload speeds. Ridiculous, man. I went from 5 to 25. That's unbelievable. So thank you to the cable, and you guys are doing some great things, and there's more good news that you guys are going to bring in on board. I saw that the cable also has provided free Wi-Fi to the St. Peter's Community Center I said free Wi-Fi. I was going to say at no cost. But yes, free Wi-Fi. And you know what Wi-Fi does these days for us when you actually have to be home and you can't go to school, and so you don't have to go and be stealing Wi-Fi from your neighbors and all that kind of stuff. So kudos to the cable, and those are our sponsors, and I've given them so much love for coming on board, and that's it. So on to my next stories. Well, last week was Father's Day. Well, Sunday. Well, typically I don't really pay much attention to these days. My father never did. My mom never does. And, but, it was a day that I felt was worthy of recognizing fathers who matter. I was also asked to do a little piece, a little interview. Thank you to Carla Berridge for doing a wonderful piece on me, which was featured on Loop Caribbean, where I got to talk about my experience in life and being a father. And I'm not going to go into detail about that, but kudos to her. It was really different to see me from a different perspective, to see my story, because I don't normally get to do that. I'm normally here asking people to tell their stories, but that was different. So check it out on Loop Caribbean. I think it was I can't remember the title, but you will see my name there. You will see me and my daughter, pictures of my daughter, and a whole video, whole 29 minutes of me just talking. It's pretty good, actually. So thank you to Carla. And there was another article. Sulika Buchanan featured an article on, I call it Buchanan, Creaky. Featured an article on Times Caribbean on the best piece of advice that fathers have given to you, like your father given to you. And I'm going to feature one by Ayana Franks, because this one stood out to me. And she says, I'm paraphrasing what she says, my father tends to make the remark, if we give men the genuine chance to be fathers without any imputations, we will see what an amazing job they can do. Self-experiences are always the best lessons. And as I look back at my father's journey as a daughter, I can concur that if we remove any stains of fears, doubt, or naysayers from our journey in life, our endeavors will truly be a remarkable one. Truer words have never been spoken. So thank you to Ayana for speaking those words. Thank you to her dad, and thank you to Sulika for bringing them to life. There are a whole lot more people who gave their own pieces of advice from their fathers, and that's also featured on Times Caribbean. Right? And all right, more good news from St. Kitts. Lots of good stuff is happening here. So with the pandemic and everything that's been going on, we've been having people who have been in quarantine, hundreds of people in quarantine. When you're in quarantine, an entire family could be in quarantine without having food, without having people to actually call to say, can you please go get me something? Because you may not have that type of social capital. And so it's been difficult just to change your life in the moment and in the twinkle of an eye. And you have to be isolated without necessarily getting income, without having anything to, no outlet for support. Well, there are outlets, but it felt to some like there wasn't. And so Ike, the real right, took it upon himself. And I know he's always, he can be a bit naughty. I know his mouth can be a little bit, but he put aside all of his differences, all his issues, and literally said, listen, you guys, task force, Timothy, he called him Timo, colloquially, says, listen, you guys go deal with what you guys are dealing with. I got this. And that's a perfect example of putting country above self. And he literally went on a drive to get food, money, and delivered to people in need. And he used technology to actually determine who needs what. So it wasn't just a situation where he said, call this number. No, you fill out a form, a Google Sheet, and it actually asks you questions about who needs what they need. And so it was targeted. So imagine you might be lactose intolerant, but next thing people just bring all dairy stuff to you. No, that's not fulfilling your needs. So he took it to the next level to determine what people actually needed and executed on that. So I did pay a visit to the ground zero or network operations, the war room, the situation room, which was at the why am I forgetting this acronym? The NEMA, National Emergency Management. The A stands for something, but they were there packing boxes, bags, and food stuff and money and stuff, and it was just a remarkable scene to be seen. So kudos to Ike, and definitely he's being given his flowers while he's still alive. Many people have been definitely affirming what he's been doing, and he's continuing to do that. So kudos to him, and also the Ministry of Social Services and has been doing their part. I know they did put out a poster letting people know who to call, what they need to do to get assistance if people need that. So we're trying our very best to mitigate all of the inconveniences from this virus. So not a good thing. Right, so next one, you guys, last week I spoke about I spoke to Jason Rogers, our fastest 100-meter runner in St. Kitts right now, having run 10.01 seconds. And there's been a lot of, right now I have track fever because after this I'm actually going to watch the U.S. trials. 200 heats are tonight, so it's going to be hot, literally hot, because Oregon is going to be 100 degrees. Anyway, that being said, Sha'Carri Richardson has been in the news. She clocked a time of 10.64 seconds, and she slowed down, pointing to the clock 30 meters before she crossed the finish line. And she has a lot of pizzazz and a lot of flair with what she does, and she's been getting some flack for how bold she's been portraying herself to be on the track and off the track. But you know what, you go girl, because don't let anybody tell you that you are too brash, that you are too out there, because if a man was doing that, we'll be like, yeah, he's strong, but you're strong. And she's actually been a really good advocate for the sport, because ESPN is talking about her, Michelle Obama's talking about her, and when more people are talking about a sport that has been, almost like an afterthought for so many years until Olympics come around, it's been good. So Sha'Carri Richardson, kudos to you. Keep doing what you're doing. And, so that's that with track. We have a packed show, packed show. So let me talk a little bit more about some good news. This story is a bit old, but it is still relevant, because when the heat is on, sometimes shade helps. You understand? And I'm speaking in parables. When the heat is on, a little bit of shade can actually help. Because this is actually happened a year ago, but this journalist tried to shame a man for proposing to his girlfriend in KFC. So he or she saw this couple proposing in KFC and took a picture. Did you take it? I don't know if you took a picture, but she's literally said, South African men are so broke, they even propose at KFC. They absolutely have no class. I mean, who proposes in KFC? Well, you know what happened, right? Like I said, a little bit of shade when the heat is on helps. So when people throw shade on you, right? Take it, use it to shield yourself from the heat, because it helps. Because guess what happened? KFC South Africa wrote and says, please help us find this beautiful couple. DM us any leads that there might be a finger-licking good surprise in it for them and whatever, right? And KFC did go and do a lot of good stuff for them. But then not just that. Puma, South Africa, had offered to help them, gave them $680 voucher. Huawei gave them two phones. Standard Bank gave them, cleared up their loans of up over $20,000 right? Huawei says nothing moves us more than a story of love, and as a result, we would like to send this couple, the KFC proposal couple, 2 devices to capture all of their memorable moments. See marketing happening. McDonald's South Africa says we just could not resist all of this loving. See, I'm loving it. Marketing. We would love to take Manzi's favorite couple on an all-expensive paid trip to Cape Town for an unforgettable VIP experience at Tony Braxton's As Long As I Live tour. Thank you for celebrating love. Uber South Africa says, DM us, would love to get you moving on your honeymoon. Standard Bank says, we don't want to steal the happy couple's shine, but since some of you have asked, we'd like to offer them a clean slate. We will clear their personal loans up to $20,000 US, and if they're with us, we will clear it all. They also got groceries from a food store worth more than $1,300 US, wedding rings. This says that Emerald says, guys, the sweetest story ever. My jewelry store will donate these beautiful couple with beautiful rings worth 45,000 rand. They deserve rose gold with diamonds and a whole lot of other things. So, like I said, when the heat is on and you get some shade, use it, because you just might need it. Okay? And don't pay attention and complain about all the heat that's happening, because you lose on the gifts and the good things that can come from what is happening to you. All right? We're about 17 minutes past the hour. I think I can take on 1 or 2 more stories. I had more. And let me see which one is a little bit more poignant to me. And since that we are talking about COVID, I'm going to talk about this story. It says the people are optimistic the end of the pandemic is near and they've laid the groundwork for a better future. It says more than 60% of Americans say that feel optimistic that the pandemic will end before 2022 and they're preparing themselves for a better future. That is true. Have you seen the NBA lately? Like the arenas are packed. Have you seen soccer lately? The stadiums are packed. Have you seen Carnival in Miami and all these places? People are actually going back to normal. Now, a study of 2,000 adults found that 58% of Americans said that being at home during the lockdowns has motivated them to focus on self-improvement. Again, COVID throw a shade and we're using it, right? Shade literally. 60% of respondents dedicated their time in quarantine to boosting their appearance, and 52 said they worked on their health. Others worked on their self-confidence, and yeah, so let's put it this way. Americans are saying that they want to pay more attention to their appearance. 60% say that. 58% want to improve on their physical health. 56% want to take care of their skin. 53% want to take care of their hair. And 48% say they want to take care of their emotional health. And what motivates them to take care of themselves? 52% says to attain a better overall health. 48% to build confidence and self-esteem. 47% to build physical appearance. And then 46% to be happier. And 39% to feel like their best self. And the last story before I get my guest on board is another COVID related story, and it's just a statement, and it says COVID cases and hospitalizations are plummeting towards zero in most of the US, and that is a lot of good news because this time last year it was just pure mayhem, pure mayhem, right? And I'm not going to get into any polarizing topics. I'm just focusing on the fact that less people are dying and more people are making money and more people are feeling a lot freer to go about and have a normal life. That is what I'm going to celebrate. That's what I'm going to report on. Everything else that's polarizing, you guys deal with that. I'm just here to report the good news. And that's it for our top good news stories. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we will be talking to the resplendent, beautiful, let me see, my voice changed, and intelligent and internationally acclaimed Denola Laplace, and we'll be right back.
At The Cable, we know being local means supporting our own, and our customers deserve the best. Our customers deserve platinum. So now, all customers of The Cable qualify for our new Platinum Loyalty Card. An elite MasterCard experience that lets you support your own like never before. Instantly send money to any Platinum Loyalty member at home or around the world. Shop online or in person anywhere MasterCard is accepted. Save with no interest and zero annual fees. And the best part? If you're a Cable customer, you are already pre-approved. Just visit the Cable building in Basse-Terre or sign up online at www.thecable.net. Get your Platinum Loyalty Card today because you deserve platinum. Terms and conditions apply.
We're back. We're back, and I hope I can see my guest. Because I want to see her while I'm speaking to it. It makes it that much more personal. Denola, can I see you? Can you see me? Can you feel me?
I can't see you, unfortunately.
Oh, sorry. You will not be able to see me, right?
Okay.
But I'll be able to hear you. Now, I will be able to see you, but it's kind of going to be, wow, you look good.
Wait, thank you.
See, I have on my t-shirt and everything. You should have told me you were going to slay.
I mean, I tried.
You more than tried. Seriously, wow. Okay, now I have to stop being distracted. So thank you for coming on board. And I always, when we spoke yesterday, you was like, I'm not sure, and you came off as I'm shy, but
as I should.
No. You can't be shy with me.
Okay.
No, it's like I told you I'm the antidote to shyness.
Okay.
So, anyway, what's good? I always ask everybody when I start the show, what's good?
I'm good. I'm good, and that's all that matters.
That's all that matters. Let me give you a statement, a famous statement
Okay.
that I made up,
Okay.
right? And if you can steal it, just don't patent it. But I always, because you use the word matters. I've always said if it doesn't have mass and occupy space, then it doesn't matter.
Amen. There you go. There you go.
So how, and I'm gonna ask this question, and I think you know the way but I'll prefer you to answer. But how was your day?
My day was good. I think it was a nourishing day, which is what is important. Um, it wasn't exceptional, but it was nice.
What would have made it exceptional?
I don't know. That's a good question. You never know. You never know until it happens, I think.
Well, I think if somebody says, "Listen, E,
Mhm.
we have this investor who's willing to go full force on Bestimony," that would make my day exceptional.
There you go.
Right.
Mhm.
So yeah, but anyway, that's okay. So, when I put up that promo poster of you, one of my friends responded and says, "She is such a darling."
Wow.
I know. Are you surprised? Is that something that you hear from people often?
I wouldn't use the word darling to describe me, but I'll take it.
You take it? So what would you use to describe you?
I'm Denola, and that's really the best adjective.
You Denola.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So would you characterize yourself as introvert, extrovert, or just introvert, or extrovert, introvert?
I think I am an ambivert, probably. I'm a blend of both. I understand the necessity of socializing, but I also understand the importance of alone time and taking time to come back to yourself and to your center. So I don't operate in extremes in that regard. I think
You're balanced.
I try to be.
Interesting. So, people would typically think that being, how do I put it, introvert means that you're quiet, but you have people who can actually understand there's a time and place for that alone time, that quiet peace, that area where you get to recharge, and then once put on the spot on the stage, you step up, and I think that's what I'm sensing from you.
Yeah, I think that's pretty accurate.
So there are people. So I'm not an alpha. I'm not an alpha male, and I'm happy that I'm not. Even though sometimes I feel like it would have been good for me, but what I find with people who are like this, if there is no, so people may take the back seat until there is no leader apparent, and then they step up. Right? That's my story. But anyway, let's keep going. So what would you say that you are passionate about? Because again, I'm trying to dig. I'm trying to find out. I'm gonna pull something out of you tonight. So let's hear. What do you say you're truly passionate about?
I love reading and I love writing. I love literature. I think those would be my main passions. I'm passionate about women's rights and gender equality and gender equity.
Wow.
I'm passionate about community. I'm passionate about providing people with safe spaces to grow and expand and be themselves and learn about themselves. So I'm passionate about calmness and well, calmness maybe may not be the best adjective, but being centered. I think I'm passionate about finding things that help yourself to find your center, whether that is journaling or meditating or whatever your self-care rituals look like. I love self-care. I love all of those things. So I think those are things I would say that constitute my passion.
So that means your conversations would typically be deep because you
There's
pull.
time and place for everything.
Well, no. So let me not generalize in that way, but in other words, you because you're pulling from so many different sources, you can
Okay.
add a lot of value to various types of conversations that cover what you're passionate about.
I hope so.
I'm gonna.
I think everyone would hope to add value. So I would hope that I add value to the spaces that I occupy.
We're gonna talk. The after show. we're gonna talk about that because I'm intrigued by some of the things that you've said that you're passionate about. But I'm not gonna use
Okay.
this forum to talk about that. But at the end of the day, you say man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that comes from his mouth. And it's true.
No.
I do find a lot of value in being able to have deep and thought-provoking conversations, and I only learn and grow when I consider points of view that are very vastly different
Okay.
from how I see things. Like I would have have you spoken to a flat earther before?
I can't say that I have.
It's a wonderful experience.
Oh, there you go.
It's
Love
a
that for you.
wonderful experience to hear somebody who believes vehemently that the earth is flat and bringing facts that make sense to them.
Yeah.
And you can't dispute them because we also bring our facts to say the world is round and we believe them. So who's the crazy one?
Yeah.
So, wow. So you know my name and your name.
Yeah.
We're the only ones in St. Kitts with our names.
Yeah, that's true.
What's the story behind your name?
My mother always told me that she saw a variation of it on the television, I think, and she gravitated to it, but instead of a U, there was an R, and she said it was a bit too broad,
Right.
in terms of pronunciation. So kind of dumbed it down with the U. I just think that they blended both of their names together strategically. But that's just me.
Is your name a conversation starter? Like people normally would ask you about it? Because I don't think it's generally common.
I wouldn't say that. Perhaps in terms of spelling, if I'm on the phone or, I have to relay my name to a person, it's very, very, very rare that I can say my name, both first and last, without getting it wrong first, or me having to spell it for them before they get it wrong. So that probably would be what sparks the conversation.
Girl, I can relate because you know my name.
Yeah.
When you got
Yeah.
when the teacher's calling out, they go in alphabetical order. Okay, Aaron, Friesen,
Not
Balake, Jay Quellen, and so then when he gets to my name, it's like, hey, and I just put my hand up and I was like, yeah, it's me.
yeah. Yeah.
Just call me E.
Yeah.
So, we go way back, kind of, sort of, to your days when you were writing for the Visitors magazine, and
Yeah.
you did say you were passionate about writing. What was the creative process like towards writing articles for a magazine like that?
The creative process, I think, in a perfect world, it would be on a topic that I love and that I can relate to, and immerse myself in, and it would be very easy. If that was the case for all writing projects, the creative process would just look like me immersing myself into whatever the activity is. So if you ask me today to write about one of the things I just listed as a passion, it'd be very easy for me because it's something that I relate to. But in terms of writing about things that I may not be as familiar with, I think my writing process is really about immersion and mental pictures. So I would have to first gather as much information as possible on whatever the topic is, speak to the person that I am writing for to see what vision or idea they have in mind for their project, to see what type of energy I need to bring to the piece, and once I've done all of that and I am satisfied enough that, I have enough to really relate to it, then I could try to put pen to paper, finger to keyboard, and get something going. But sometimes it's easier than others, but, generally that's how it goes.
So seeing that we're a pretty small country, what would you say was involved with keeping content fresh each year for a magazine that had to
Okay.
come out each year?
I think, well, I wasn't there for a very long time. I was only there for the publication of 2015 Visitor and the start of the 2016 one.
Hmm.
But really, it's really just about keeping your ears to the ground to see what everyone is buzzing about. And even though we are a small country, I don't think the size of us, of the Federation, really impacts the creative prowess of, the artists and young entrepreneurs in the Federation. Because every month, I swear, it's something new, it's something dynamic, it's something amazing that another young person or whoever, it doesn't have to be a young person, but another citizen is coming out with. So, to be honest, once, you kind of shed the idea that content is supposed to look a certain way, and you expand into recognizing the beauty in small businesses and natural things and whatever it is that people are into, and understand that there are people within the Federation who offer their skills and their talents and their entrepreneurial spirit, and really just tap into them and contact them and give them visibility. I think that is what is most important, to keeping content fresh. It's just being aware of what is actually going on around you, being in tune with the people around you and the community around you.
Spoken like a veteran of the craft and trade. Listen, are there any articles that you penned that you are like, I think I'm pretty good at this stuff? Any
In the
memorable
Visitor
ones?
or just in general?
Either of. Like there probably should be some that stand out to you. Which ones? And if you could tell us where to find them, that would be great because I want to read it.
I don't think outside of the Visitor I have any published journal articles or any type of article
Medium.
for that matter.
Medium. Okay. I know you know
Yeah.
about Medium. Please.
But in the Visitor, yes, I was so blessed to write 3 articles in that or to contribute to 3 articles in the year that I was there. But in terms of writing, sadly, even though I do write, I tend to keep most of my writing for myself. It's a very personal process unless someone actually, hires me to do something. But in terms of what I'm proudest of, I think there have been quite a few, essays in university and following university,
Okay.
actually, that I reread every now and again because they're on topics that I love. So,
Okay. So,
Yeah.
At some point, right, you decided that you wanted to learn about people from different countries having affairs and whatnot. So, like I said, we don't have enough affairs taking place here in St. Kitts. So, I mean, if I was married and I wanted to have a foreign affair, what is the very first thing that I would need to do to be successful to have a foreign affair? Because you got a degree in like foreign affairs and stuff, right?
I have a degree in international relations with
Oh,
a minor in
international
law.
relationships, that's also good. So you want to have a relationship like long distance, especially in these COVID times. You need
Yes, indeed.
more international international relations, and how to do these international relations. And that's what you are amazing at, because you got a degree in that, and now you've been working in foreign affairs, like for like since 3 years now. Like kudos,
Yeah, well,
right? Okay, I'm gonna be serious now, but but foreign affairs is not what school children say. I want to grow up and do foreign affairs. Like, what did you want to be when you grew up, when you were little, And why did you at some point change?
I don't think there was like ever one thing. Like I think the most consistent aspiration as a child was probably a lawyer, which changed completely when I got older, into my adolescent years, I guess. But as a teenager, to be very honest with you, I never gave a lot of thought into what I wanted to pursue in terms of undergrad or postgraduate studies. Like there was never a plan, you know. There was never I need to do this, this, this. I just knew what I liked, and that was really what guided me.
I'm in you then.
Yeah, I try. I think when you try to plan things, you get disappointed, and not in a negative way, but it's just you have these expectations and you put a time limit on certain things, etc. And life doesn't always work out the way you anticipate it. So for me, it's just I believe that everything that is supposed to come to me will come to me in its perfect time. And so I never try to say I need to do this because I want to be here. It's just I like this. Okay, I got accepted into university. You know, let's flow into that. So it was really just I knew what I liked. It was that I liked. There were five main areas. It was literature, history, French or a language, law, and political science. Those were the five contenders when I was gearing up to leave for undergrad. And I researched a bit and I recognized that international relations is, a good blend of all of those things because there's a language requirement, there's a history element to it, there is the legal aspect because there's public international law
Right.
that you could tap into, which is one of, my favorite subjects. So, I thought that was a good, balance of all of the options that I had given myself because obviously I can't do five things. So I ventured off into IAN, not knowing because I had never heard of international relations prior to leaving for school. I had never thought about what a Ministry of Foreign Affairs does
Wow.
prior to, going into that field of study and actually qualifying for a scholarship, which is how I got introduced to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs.
Wow.
And it was just an area that I wanted to be in, so yeah.
Wow. So why Jamaica? Because you went to school there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or that's where the scholarship was sending
No,
you to?
it wasn't a scholarship. I went to UE, but there was an internship. Did I say scholarship? If I did,
Yeah,
I'm
you did say
sorry, but
scholarship, but
I'm sorry. It was an internship. I'm sorry. It was an
okay.
internship for the Ministry of Foreign Affairs within my degree. You qualify for an internship if you meet certain academic requirements.
Gotcha.
So I qualified for that. But Jamaica, why Jamaica? I love my region, always have, probably always will. So UE was a no-brainer, love my school. But mainly Jamaica because I had a friend, my best friend was in Jamaica at the time, and I felt like it was, a safe option at least. I knew when I went there was somebody there who I already knew and would be comfortable, gearing up with, who could take me around, who knew the place already. So that was really the determining factor for which UE I would choose.
What would you say you learned from your experience there, and what parts of their culture would you bring back to St. Kitts?
In UE?
In Jamaica,
Okay, what my experience in UE or just in Jamaica?
if whichever one makes you more comfortable to answer, you get to pick.
My experience, it was dynamic. It was amazing. It was enlightening. I think, it was obviously, I think for every young person going off to university, it's the first time for most of us that we're gonna be by ourselves. We have to, basically govern our own affairs.
Hmm.
So you kind of get that level of responsibility, and also you get to connect for the UE element of the question. You get to connect with so many amazing individuals from throughout the region. Like, your flat where you live is like the whole of CARICOM, right? You have a
Wow.
person from almost every island, and you make those connections throughout the region, and they last, like they are long lasting. I'm still in touch with most of the people that I met when I went to uni. In terms of Jamaica, of course, the culture is amazing. The people are so warm and hilarious, and there's the scenery, the mountains, etc. Obviously, we're in the Caribbean. It's lovely. So it's just a culture. I think, once you immerse yourself in it, you get such a great appreciation and understanding for it. So, in terms of bringing back to St. Kitts, I can't say definitely that I have ever given thought to any one thing that I would want to,
Jerk chicken.
incorporate. I
Jerk
mean, we have
chicken.
that. That's already incorporated to a certain degree, So, yeah, I think it was more so a personal experience than me trying to compare it to what I'm accustomed to back home.
You've spoken exactly the way I thought you would, based on who you've said you are. So that answer does not surprise me. But what I see happened is that you've taken those experiences from school, from work, from life, and now you're a part of this nonprofit, Impact Globe, that's
Hmm.
striving to make a difference. Can you talk a little bit more about that and how I think your experience so far has
Hmm.
brought you to that point? You can confirm that, or but talk a little bit more
Okay.
about Impact Globe.
Um, Beautiful. Impact is beautiful. The founding president actually went to UWI as well. We were in school around the same time,
Okay.
and that's where we officially met. Her name is Release Brooks, and she's amazing. She is lovely. Love her so much. So she came to me with the concept. She came to me with a flyer. She was working in the same office area almost as I was at the time. And so she stepped into the office that I was in, and she brought the flyer to me. And, I looked at it, trying to see what it was. I contacted her to get a bit more information, and, then I told her, yeah, sure. So it's her brainchild. It's something that she came up with entirely out of a want to help her community through children and teens,
Hmm.
in terms of getting them to understand the importance of the Sustainable Development Agenda. Um, and it's a way to teach young people about the SDGs in a way that they can digest, in a way that is relatable. It is also a way for us to expand how we teach or educate about these SDGs. Yeah, it's mostly geared towards that via activities and certain creative processes. And we are slowly building. We're a young team, more like a family. We are slowly building and trying to keep our agenda authentic and trying to stay true to who we are as individuals, and the mandate that we want to achieve as an organization.
So, what milestones have you achieved so far?
Okay. Um, Impact, that is?
Yes.
Okay. So upon its inception, the founding president was able to execute a day camp. And then upon the expansion of the executive, we collaborated with the departments of youth in both St. Kitts and Nevis to donate some back to school packages. I think it was 60 back to school packages, just at the start, like the onset of the pandemic around that time,
Hmm.
when kids were going back to school after the pandemic hit. So we donated packages through, with the help of, let me say, with the help of the departments of youth in both St. Kitts and Nevis, we were able to donate those. And then we had our major baby, our Christmas toy drive, where in both St. Kitts and Nevis we were able to give uh, away a gift. Let me say, we were able to gift 300 plus toys to kids in both St. Kitts and Nevis. So it was a little pop up. In St. Kitts, it was on the Frigate Bay lawn. We had, music, snacks, etc. And it was supposed to be drive-through style. Pick up your gift, you get a picture with Santa, you get your snacks, and you leave. So that was our biggest feat for last year. And I would say, by all means, especially given that it was the first major project that we had undertaken, and I think it was very ambitious to give away, to gift 300 plus toys. We succeeded. We did well, and we are able. We put ourselves in a position to be able to re-strategize for our future projects.
Wow. Um, all for people who are making a difference and being a part of the change that I want to see. And can't wait to see and hear more about what you guys are going to be doing in the near future. So let's continue. I wanted to touch on, I think it was earlier this year when we read that you had been dispatched to Canada, but from what I gathered from you yesterday, you're in New
Yeah.
York. And
Yeah.
so talk a little bit about what your experience has been so far in the Big Apple, and what you're doing there for St. Kitts.
Okay, so I am currently employed with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, but I've been posted as the third secretary in our permanent mission to the United Nations. Within the UN, of course, there are 6 committees. I function on 2 of them. And my experience thus far, having traveled to New York and transitioning into living in a completely different country, I think it's been a learning experience. If nothing else, it's taught me immense amounts of patience in such a good way. It's taught me to be appreciative and grateful for everything. It's been lessons at every corner, and I think that's what happens in any stage of growth, is that you are taught certain things. And so I've been learning and being open to learning, and just being patient with the process and understanding that it's a process.
So were you surprised when you found out that you had been assigned on foreign duty?
I really was. It was a shock.
A good shock, though.
Okay.
I'm fishing here, but okay. But you're acclimatizing quite well so far, from what I've seen.
Yeah, definitely. I think it helps that I have an amazing support system, and I have amazing colleagues. They help make the process so much smoother. It's never easy, leaving your life, your family and your loved ones to move to a different country. Much less in a pandemic, where you're traveling, you're so uncertain, etc. So that, I think, was the most challenging part in the beginning, and then it's just progressing into getting into your own daily routine, etc. So yeah, I think I'm acclimatizing well. As I said, I have an amazing support system back home, my loved ones, my friends who are my family, and my colleagues who are just extremely supportive throughout this process.
Do you get to have fun? Even though,
Yeah,
I
of
missed
course.
playing. Oh, so what's fun for you then?
Reading.
Lord of mercy, boy.
I
I walked right into that one.
don't know why you
I
tried.
walked right into that one. But that's, you know what? A question. Another question is coming up later down. But anyway,
Okay.
but are you into like musicals on Broadway and stuff like that?
Musicals, I can't say that I am, but I've never tried it. So it's something, of course, that once I try it, I might actually like it. So,
Hamilton,
but,
Alexander Hamilton, the
mhm,
Lin Manuel, what's his name? I can't remember his. Anyway, we'll leave that alone. So, anyway, you know, COVID messed up a lot of stuff for everybody, and COVID's messed up a lot of stuff down here. But like things that people would typically count as fun. But what are you missing the most from St. Kitts if you were here and COVID was still wreaking havoc on your plans? I know you can read at home.
What am I missing?
Yeah.
In terms of what? In terms of
So
what?
let's say you were here still,
Uh-huh.
and we have all of these restrictions and everything. What would you be wishing you could do? I'm hoping you're not going to say, "Well, it's good because I come home because I can just read." That might be what you're going to say.
I took the words right out of my mouth. No.
Oh my
Okay.
gosh! Wow.
I'm saying, getting an Aperol spritz at Spice Mill, that's a good experience. I am
Okay.
missing getting black pudding on Central Street.
Okay.
That I think touches my spirit. As I said it, I felt it move in my spirit. Just being with your friends regularly. My friends and I would go over to the Frigate Bellon and have little picnics. So just easy gatherings, little things that aren't really like big deals, like parties or anything like that, but just the simple things, the little things, just like freedom, just having the freedom to choose what you want to do, where you want to go, when you want to do it. But no, you have to plan everything, especially if you want to travel. Yes, I think those are the things that I would be doing. I wish I were doing.
That is really heartwarming to hear that.
Mm.
Simple things.
Mhm.
So you're into reading and I think that you also have a sensitization towards the creative industry. And so I want to hear your views on what can happen. What should we do as a country? Like what would someone comes to you and says, listen, tourism seems to be on life support. Like how can we use the creative industry to jumpstart the economy? I want to hear your views on that.
I'm going to disclaim and say that as I am not an actual person within the creative industry, that I can't particularly gauge all of the struggles that they're facing and may not know all of the ideas that they're having. So I don't want my answer to, come off as ignorant of certain things. I just want to disclaim that it is going to be probably ignorant of certain things. But for me, I think that young entrepreneurs need more of a voice. They need to be listened to. Let me say that. They need to be listened to. I know so many amazing people, young people in St. Kitts who have vision. They have the drive. You understand me? They have plans. And there's so much that if they're given the resources, if they're given that advantage and the space to actualize the things that they want, to pursue, their ideas, or even just their areas of study, because even if you're not going to get, let's say, a degree, not everyone is academically inclined, but even if you give these people the ability, or you expose them to the possibilities, like getting certified in whatever it is they want to do, or whatever tangible, meaningful, substantive things that can be done to manifest their goals and dreams. Give them this space to do that. I don't know if this is being done again, so go back to my disclaimer, but sit with them, the party promoters, the party planners, etc., like all of these young people who are so driven and eager to do things. Sit with them on a regular basis and get their direct input. Don't try to anticipate, don't try to predict. Get their feedback, ask them what they want, see how best you can incorporate their requests into whatever process is being done. Give them that space. Give them space to be seen and to be heard in a substantive way, not just here you go. Give it to them in such a way that they can do something and they can build something of substance.
You've spoken like the true diplomat that I know that you are, and also a bit of a savant when it comes to being in tune with what's going on with your people. So we're just about to end the show, and I know this went by pretty quickly, but I want to know your experiences in St. Kitts as a writer, in Jamaica as a student, and now as a foreign service officer. What type of future do you think all of this is preparing you for? And I know you're a free spirit, but what do you hypothesize might be in the works?
Who knows? You know, who knows?
I knew that was the answer. I don't even know why I even
Who
answered.
knows? I don't.
I know that was the answer.
I don't know. I can't say. I just know that there are certain things that I would like to see manifest, and I'm working on giving them what they need to be able to manifest to the best of my abilities.
Okay.
But the rest of it, I'm leaving it up to, you know, the universe and the powers that be to, you know, really make that happen. Perhaps we may be here talking about them once they have manifested, but for now, who knows? You know, I'm just receiving the lessons that I am being taught at each level and trying my best to do better than I did yesterday using these lessons and trying to grow.
You trust in the process.
Yeah, it's about growth. That's it.
Now, every show I end with a rapid fire session. It's just 10 questions. They're very easy.
10.
10
Okay.
rapid. 10. Just 10. That's it. And that's it. The show will be done. And then we were like, wow, that was it. It's like, all right.
Okay.
So, all right, here we go. Number 1, if I could bring one restaurant or eating spot with me to New York, it would be this. I think I know the answer to that, but go ahead.
Ritual sushi.
Okay. Number 2, my wardrobe is dominated with these types of clothes.
Flowy, open, just type of clothes.
Okay.
Very loose.
Loose fitting. Number 3, definitely, I think this is the best feature of me. And this could be physical or metaphysical.
I don't know.
I know. I knew that was the answer. I knew that was the answer. So it's okay.
Skip that one. Let's keep going.
Number 4, I can't wait to come back home because...
I miss my loved ones.
Oh. Number 5, the easiest way to make me smile after pissing me off is to...
Crack a joke that is authentically funny because I will laugh at anything.
What if it's not funny, but he
Then I
tried?
won't laugh.
Then you'll be more upset. Okay. Number 6, I hope you answer this. I pray you do, but you might just say you plead the fifth. Anyway, number 6, my superpower as a woman is...
Being a woman.
You pass. You pass. You pass. Number 7, you'll definitely know this one.
Yeah.
If I can know the absolute truth to any question, this would be the question I would ask. It's got you stumped. Got you stumped.
If a tree falls in the forest and no one is around to hear it, doesn't make a sound.
I almost give up, you know. Number 8, my celebrity crush is...
Oh, let me see.
Oh, there's so many.
There's a few.
Okay.
There is a few, child, and none of them are coming to me right now.
Wow.
But yeah, tall, dark, handsome, Lance Gross type.
Oh,
Yeah,
Tay
any
Diggs.
celebrity in that vein. There you go.
Complete the sentence.
Okay.
Sapiosexuals to me are...
The dictionary definition of a sapiosexual.
Okay. they are people who are attracted to knowledge and intellect.
Yeah.
Yes, that's it.
Yes. Do you want a philosophical answer?
Yes.
I don't know. I don't have one for that question.
Yeah, well, okay. All right. And number 10, best part about being on the show is...
Engaging with you, and let me take this little opportunity to say thank you for, consistently being a positive force. I love what you're doing between testimonials and only good news. I think it's such an amazing thing. And I think it's necessary, especially as we wake up every day and somehow still are, existing in this pandemic. I think an outlet that gives only good news is a necessity. So thank you for your services and thank you for having me here.
Wow, thank you for that kind litany of awesomeness that I'm going to use for the rest of the night and smile because
Okay,
they hit the right spot. People on the live are saying Victor says hi, and Hillary Ferguson
Hi.
says so proud of you and did
Hi,
like this
Hillary.
did this heart thingamajig,
Yay.
right? So definitely you got people listening in, and
That's nice.
thank you. It's been great,
course.
and I hope you now could see that you knew the answer to every question. Like there was nothing to be afraid
I
of.
try my best, it's the anxiety is warranted.
But it's gone, right?
No.
Ain't gone.
No.
Okay, we need to do this
Go
again.
when we end this call.
No,
It will just disappear.
Okay. Well, well. I know now how to autocomplete some of your sentences. So if I ask you to talk very in a grandiose way about yourself, you're gonna plead the fifth. It's just
Of
going
course,
to be
please,
right.
just know this ahead of time. Save
If I
yourself.
give you a compliment, you are going to deflect it, right?
Save yourself.
Right. So this is very, very good information to garner, and now I can write an essay and says
Okay.
she doesn't want to be complimented. The end.
If that's what you did. Okay.
Anyway, it's been awesome, and
It has been.
we'll catch up. And Mayo,
Yeah.
Did-
Alrighty, toodles.
did you hear what I said? Please laugh. I said we'll catch up and Mayo.
Oh, I was going to say if not to mess up his, because my mother always says that, but that's very lame.
That's my man. That's my thing, man. I own my truth. I own my lameness, and with that, I laugh with you when you laugh with me and at me. It's okay.
Okay.
At the end of the day, if I make a statement that results in you chuckling, I don't care if it's at me, with me, for me, in spite of me. You wouldn't have been laughing or chuckling if I hadn't made that statement. So a joke
felt you.
is still a
Amen.
joke, even if you
Speak
don't
it.
think it's a joke.
Speak it.
All right. So there are many funnyists out in the world. You know who a funniest is? You have
Okay.
racists and well, funniest. I'm appealing to them to not discriminate against people who tell lame jokes and dad jokes.
Yeah.
All right. People, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. I definitely did. It was a different tenor of energy that was just very powerful and palpable. And whether Denola agrees with me or not, that's what I sensed. And that's what this show is about. And I always leave here letting you guys know, please be kind to each other and to spread love.
Amen.
Please. All right. Till next week.
Bye.
Bye.
At The Cable, we know being local means supporting our own, and our customers deserve the best. Our customers deserve platinum. So now, all customers of The Cable qualify for our new Platinum Loyalty Card. An elite MasterCard experience that lets you support your own like never before. Instantly send money to any Platinum Loyalty member at home or around the world. Shop online or in person anywhere MasterCard is accepted. Save with no interest and 0 annual fees. And the best part? If you're a Cable customer, you are all